week 22 of the fantasy baseball season, and many playoffs have started, especially head-to-head leagues. So if you got any of these guys on your roster, these are a few pitchers I would drop here this week. The first guy is Taijuan Walker, the New York Mets. So Walker, he got off to a great start the first 2-3 months of the season for the Mets, even making the All-Star team this season. But now it's been a struggle for Walker over the last few weeks here. On the season, 183 and 2/3, 7-9 record, 116 hits, 64 runs, 20 homers, 49 walks, 129 strikeouts, a 4.15 ERA, and a 1.19 WHIP with 9 quality starts on the season. But the last couple of weeks here for Walker, 10 1/3, 0-1 record, 8 hits, 8 runs, 3 homers, 4 walks, 9 Ks, a 6.97 ERA, and a 1.16 WHIP with 1 quality start. So right here, he's going out there, and he's not really going deep into games. And if he is, he's giving you a mediocre to a poor start as Walker. And his last outing versus a poor Washington National team, he got lit up pretty bad in that ball game. So the last few games here for Walker, August 19th at the Dodgers, 6 innings, got the loss, 6 hits, 4 runs, a walk, 4 Ks, a 6 ERA, 1.17 WHIP. August 25th versus the Giants, 6 innings, got the loss, 2 hits, 2 runs, a homer, a walk, 3 Ks, a 3 ERA, 0.50 WHIP, and a quality start. And then September 5th, like I mentioned, at Washington, 4 1/3, no decision, 6 hits, 6 runs, 2 homers, 3 walks, 6 Ks, a 12.46 ERA, and a 2.08 WHIP. So right here, it's been a big mixed bag of results here for Walker since late June for him. And right now, he's not really getting the job done. And the Mets' easy part of the schedule is over after this 3-game set in Miami, which Walker won't even be pitching in. And then his next outing, September 10th versus the New York Yankees. So right there, that's going to be a tough outing, no doubt about it. And this Met team, I know they still got a chance in the NL East, but right here, they've just been beating up on the bad teams right now to stay in the race a little. But right now, I can't trust Walker. And really, I can't trust many pitchers on this New York Met roster. But I would drop Walker this week. The second pitcher I would drop this week's Joshua Gray of the Washington Nationals. So Gray, he was a big pickup a couple weeks here. But now the last few outings, he's really hit the wall, and he's not pitching good baseball at all. On the season, 43 innings, 0-2 record, 44 hits, 27 runs, 15 homers, 17 walks, 48 strikeouts, a 5.65 ERA, and a 1.42 WHIP with 3 quality starts. But the last couple weeks here for Gray, he's been hit hard, 13 innings, 0-1 record, 19 hits, 14 runs, 4 homers, 7 walks, 13 Ks, a crazy 9.69 ERA with a 2 WHIP and a quality start. So Joshua Gray, he's not going deep into games. He's not really striking out bad as like he was a few weeks ago. And right now, he's been getting hit hard. And obviously, he's on a team that's pretty much running out AAA players at this point. So he's not going to get the opportunities really to win. And he's not pitching good at all. So right now, in my opinion, there's no point of holding on to him for this season. And he's been dropped in 7% of fantasy leagues so far this week. So the last few outings here for Gray, August 25th in Miami, 6 innings, no decision, 5 hits, 2 runs, a homer, 3 walks, 7 Ks, a 3 ERA, 1.33 WHIP, and a quality start. August 30th versus Philly, 4 innings, got the loss, 7 hits, 6 runs, a homer, 3 walks, 4 Ks, a 13.5 ERA, a 2.50 WHIP. In September 5th versus the Mets, 3 innings, no decision, 7 hits, 6 runs, 2 homers, a walk, 2 Ks, an 18 ERA, and a 2.67 WHIP. So right now, obviously with 3 weeks left, or just your playoffs in general here in fantasy baseball, there's no reason, in my opinion, to hold on to Joshua Gray. He's not getting the job done. He's hurting owners in ERA and WHIP, and he still don't have a win under his belt in 43 innings this season. So right here, it's an easy drop this week. The next pitcher I look to drop is Corey Clover of the New York Yankees. So Clover, he came off the injured list a few weeks ago after he was on it for a few months here. On the season, 61 innings, 4-3 record, 50 hits, 25 runs, 7 homers, 28 walks, 66 strikeouts, 3.69 ERA, a 1.28 WHIP, and 3 quality starts. So right there, pretty decent numbers for Clover as a whole for the season. But the last couple weeks here, he's been hit hard, 7 2/3, no 0-0 record, 9 hits, 7 runs, 2 homers, 5 walks, 11 Ks, an 8.22 ERA, and a 1.83 whip. So right here, he's returned, and we haven't seen anything from him so far. He's not going deep into games, and he's been getting hit pretty hard as well. So August 30th in his return at the Angels, 4 innings, no decision, 5 hits, 5 runs, a homer, 2 walks, 6 Ks, 11.25 ERA, a 1.75 whip. September 5th versus the Orioles, 3 2/3, no decision, 4 hits, 2 runs, a homer, 3 walks, 5 Ks, a 0.91 ERA, and a 1.91 whip. So right here, Corey Clover, he's not going deep into games since his return, and I think the Yankees are being cautious with him as well. And he's been hit hard pretty well also in the last couple games. So right now, a couple owners have dropped him in 3% of fantasy leagues this week. And right now, I just can't trust Clover in a big situation here, especially in round 1 of the playoffs, even though his next outing is September 10th at the Mets, where I could see him pitching well, but right now he's too inconsistent. He's coming off injury, and so far they're wearing the kid gloves with him out there, is the Yankees. So right now he's not doing much as a fantasy guy, is Clover, and he will be a drop this week. The next pitcher is Nick Pavetta of the Boston Red Sox, and Nick Pavetta, he got off to a roaring start the first 2-3 months of the season, where I believe he was undefeated, but now he's come back down to earth this season and having a mediocre year, if that. 135 innings, 9-7 record, 119 hits, 70 runs, 21 homers, 62 walks, 151 strikeouts, a 4.67 ERA, a 1.34 whip in 8 quality starts. But the last couple weeks here for Pavetta, it hasn't been good. 9 innings, 0-1 record, 12 hits, 8 runs, 3 homers, 7 walks, 11 Ks, an 8 ERA, and a 2.11 whip. So right here, that's not going to get the job done. And then he also got placed on the COVID list a couple of days ago. So right here, he's not going to make an impact the rest of the way for fantasy owners. And who knows how much longer he's going to be out now on this COVID list. At least 10 to 14 days, in my opinion. So right now, Nick Pavetta isn't worth the roster spot, in my opinion, here. And he just hasn't pitched a baseball that great as well for this Red Sox team. So right here, he's not worth a roster spot, and his latest outing wasn't great either. August 30th at Tampa, 5 innings, got the loss, 6 hits, 4 runs, a homer, 5 walks, 6 Ks, a 7.20 ERA, and a 2.20 whip. So right here, he's an easy drop in my opinion. And the 5th and final pitcher I will look to drop this week here is Cole Irving of the Oakland Athletics. So Cole Irving, he got off to a hot start early in the season, but right now he's been a total non-factor and a disappointment for fantasy owners who were expecting big things after the good start this year. On the season, 151 in a third, 9-13 record, 164 hits, 69 runs, 17 homers, 33 walks, 101 strikeouts, a 4.10 ERA, a 1.30 whip in 13 quality starts. But the last couple weeks here, 10 innings, 0-2 record, 22 hits, 13 runs, 5 homers, 4 walks, 4 Ks, 11.70 ERA, a 2.60 whip. So right now, he's been dropped in 4% of fantasy leagues this week here, is Irving. And he's just not getting the job done. He's not going deep into games. He's getting hit hard by bad teams as well here. So he's a guy I definitely can't trust. And he's a guy to drop. So the last few outings here for Irving, August 24th versus Seattle, 3 innings, got the loss, 7 hits, 3 runs, 2 walks, 9 ERA, a 3 whip. August 31st at Detroit, 4 2/3, no decision, 7 hits, 3 runs, 3 homers, 2 walks, 2 Ks, a 5.79 ERA, and a 1.93 whip. And then September 5th at Toronto, 2 1/3, got the loss, 8 hits, 7 runs, 2 homers, 2 Ks, a 27 ERA, and a 3.43 whip. So after that bad outing, September 5th versus the Blue Jays, there's no point of holding on to him. And he's a guy you can't trust. So right now, Cole Irving is an easy drop. So those are a few pitchers I would look to drop here in Week 22 of the fantasy baseball season.